people who could do it. What you're looking at right there is the beginning and end of all geometry, all trigonometry, all sciences, all that stuff has to be top of the line, available to a person's intelligence before they can erect something like this. It's just that simple. So you got those that can and then those that can't. And the ones that can't always try to stop those that can.
Arab sultans in the 13th century pillaged. The light of day looked for the entrance in AD 8.
Well, we already know.
A royal was along the way. Some 28 feet high.
Okay, well, all that stuff right there is really not that interesting to me. I can get back to that later. Right now, you know, I'm just having a good time trying to drop this on you guys, and hopefully that you all is liking it. You know, I got a little bit discouraged now because it's too much rhetoric when I go in there and I'm talking at you about the connection between the black people of here and the black people of Central America and all that stuff like that. I just want everyone to understand the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want no one to miss the opportunity to see the connection of all of us being the same
hidden secrets
people.
in Egypt pyramids.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we are. We are all the same people. Okay, here's some more.
The idea that the civilizations went from primitive to advanced is just a lie that the evolutionists tried to impose on people. When we look at the historical records without the prejudices of evolutionists, we come across with very advanced civilizations like ancient Egypt, Sumerians and Mayans.
So, yeah.
We see that they used electricity, hydrogeology, medicine, physics, astronomy and many other disciplines of science. In ancient Egypt, they were able to produce electricity and use it. In the Baghdad battery and the first arc bulbs, light bulbs were used at that time. Was the electricity use only limited to that in ancient Egypt? When we look at the ancient
Egypt,
all the
brown people on the wall.
we see how perfectly they use illumination. The pyramids and the halls of the king tombs have no ashes on the wall because they were illuminated with electricity, as we can see in the reliefs. They used bulbs that they carried in hand, and the lighting house in Iskenderun was always had a light, and it was done with electricity. The outside of the ancient Egypt pyramids were covered with white limestone. It doesn't contain magnesium and it's very highly insulative. Because of that, the electricity didn't get out in an uncontrolled way. The second, the stone blocks inside the pyramid were made of another limestone that and the granite is a radioactive substance in trace amounts. When we look at the conducive electricity cable, we see that the layers are used in the same way the layers are used in the pyramid. The conducive layers of electrical cable is a product of engineering, but you need an energy source for electricity. The Giza Valley, where the pyramids are located, is full of rivers. The pyramids are built on a limestone bed. These are called aquifers. The speedy waters of Nile River caused speedy flow rate. The electricity current was sent to the upper stories in the pyramid, and they were able to transfer the electricity. the electromagnetic field in the floor of the pyramid were transferred to the upper stories of the pyramid, and on top of the pyramid there is a golden section that's known to be very conducive. This is not here today, so it lost its perfect geometrical shape. This golden section is effective in sending the ions to the ionosphere, so this creates a flow. Then 5,000 years ago, this technology was used in Egypt. In early 1990, Nikola Tesla used the same technology in the tower he built in USA. It can 93 in Chicago work on what reason electromagnetic technology in Wardenclyffe Tower he referred to the tower produce negative ions and can transfer it wireless. Then why what?
Look at that. Where do you see this at? Huh? We've all saw that before, haven't we? Huh?
Electromagnetic technology used in tower it can transfer it wireless. Then why what for what reason Egyptians use the electricity in the reliefs? We see that they are carrying bulbs that work on electricity. Nikola in 1893 in Chicago World Fair, Nikola Tesla talked about electricity in the relief referred to the tower continents.
In 1863, the reason why Nikola Tesla was able to talk about that electricity is because he had studied it. You can see it right there with the Egyptians right there. Now look, you see this bulb right here that they're holding? Now listen, let me explain something to you guys. If you look right there, that is a lotus flower right there. That's the lotus flower that I was telling you about that goes down in the water, but then it comes up in the morning and it always stays fresh and clean, contrary to whatever goes down in the dirt. It comes up clean. It remains clean. Now, as you can see, there's a snake inside of there. It's not just an element like most people say. A lot of people say that this is a big light bulb is what he's holding right there. That's what a lot of people say. I'm not going to try to figure out who this guy is, but I've seen this relief a lot of times myself, and some of them has a SAR in it with the digit, and the SAR is like on top of the digit with the 4 vertebrae right here, just like this person right here is on top of the digit, but that is not a SAR. That looks to be I don't know, but it looks like it's got a sun disk on his head. It could be a SAR. And this person kneeling right here also is another character that I always see in this relief. But now I'm not trying to rebut what the lady is saying about this being a light bulb, but what I'm picking up from this is that this is more than just a light bulb. What I'm saying is that this thing right here, from what I'm getting, is that the lotus flower is representing how pure it is. The light bulb thing it is representing light. My point is this: I see this as them showing the energy of God coming in light. That's what I see that as. And look, to even further elaborate with the story, let me show you. See you guys right there? You see that? With that light coming over the pyramid right there. Oh, I wish I could get this damn thing to work. I mean, it'll show it to me, but it just won't let it come in. It's so damn irritating. But anyway, I'm sure you guys see that all the time in all my videos, right? Oh, it's so disturbing. Well, on point then. Sorry for the hang up. I'll just give up.
Ferro in that container, but When we look at the sizes of the container and its place, its location, another truth was revealed. This spot is the spot where a material for the electricity production of the pyramid. When there is a superconducting material, the pyramid can produce electricity that will be enough to feed the entire Egypt. It's thought that this superconducive material is the Noah's covenant ark. Moses was adopted by Pharaoh, and according to historical records, he was trained as an officer in ancient Egypt. And one of the stages of education that he was educated, he was trained in electricity production. In various records, it's said that there was a capacitator, and this was the energy source of Egypt. It is said that Moses left with Noah's covenant ark, and it's said that Pharaoh followed Moses and tried to catch him because he wanted to get back the Noah's covenant ark. Because Pharaoh said that the entire magnificence of Egypt would be destroyed without electricity. When we look at the historical records, we see that this Ramses II that lived at the same time with Moses reached the peak of its high civilization, but after that the civilization completely collapsed, and the city was left empty.
Now see, that's the part that I don't like, because see, when they add that rhetoric like that in there, you're not going to be a civilization of people that thrive and flourish forever, and then you let one person come in and get so much information that it make your whole civilization crumble. The only way you can accept that bullshit is if you accept the rest of the Bible history about the Jews being the greatest people on earth, and then there's the connection with Moses and all that old shit. You know what? I don't even want to hear that. That's why I get so pissed off when I listen to the rhetoric that they give you on television, because they never want to give you the full, true aspect of anything. They always want to throw in some garbage like that. Egypt did not decline because of Moses leaving with all the knowledge of electricity. If someone was able to teach Moses electricity, it's because someone had taught someone else electricity. So Moses can't come in and take the knowledge of something that's been a principal knowledge and been around forever and leave with it and make the whole city crumble. The whole city crumbled because of inside interference, because of trusting people that you never should have trusted. That's the reason why Egypt fell, by letting outside influences come in and adjust their normal way of life to become something that was more fitting for the invaders. The invaders came in and took over and made the people that was normally the people of the commerce and the people that was making everything available and readily suited for a thriving community were all murdered and then held on earth as is today. Alright, so I hope that everybody is getting a good understanding about the fact that our history is not correct about who has been the key players in helping us develop an understanding of knowledge and self-preparation, self-reliance, as far as self-control, self-government. All this stuff is lies, 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 lies. And I really think it's important for everybody to have a respect for everybody on this planet. And don't look down on somebody because you've been given a whole bunch of bullshit about these people not amounting to anything. Because if somebody's only crime is that they didn't give anything to the world, there's no reason to be mean and rude and nasty to them. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Okay, now just everybody just think about that, alright? I mean, for real, that is something horrible. The whole ideal of that, where would you get such foolishness from? Please, try to